Well, howdy there, guys. This is your host, of course, ID Jester. We are looking at Tigers at the Hunt again. Hopefully, you got a chance to check out our Advanced Squad Leader mod live stream that we did last night, March 11th at 8 o'clock. Of course, you can check that out on our YouTube channel. Of course, do a search for ID Jester if you haven't checked that out yet. It was a really good stream last night. Lots of really good questions asked, lots of good participation going on from the viewers. So definitely think it's worth a look if you are into Advanced Squad Leader, want to find out about all the mods and different scenarios. And then of course we played a scenario, and I've given you some tips and tricks and things to think about to kind of improve your gameplay in Tigers on the Hunt. So I get a lot of questions from a lot of people on my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel, and just asking me about different things on Tigers on the Hunt. And I had a really good question today, actually, from Cameron. I hope I'm saying your name right, Cameron. And by the way, he's got a really cool avatar, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, he asked me a really good question about whether or not Tigers on the Hunt comes with a build-your-own scenario like Advanced Squad Leader does. And so I got to thinking about that question, and I kind of replied back to him, and I said, you know, Tigers on the Hunt doesn't have any automatic build-your-own scenarios in there, but I said I don't think it really needs it, because any game you take where you're building your own scenario and buying your own units and such, I can basically recreate that and fine-tune it myself in the editor in about the same amount of time as it would take you to do that. And so what I wanted to do is kind of just have a quick video here for you guys and show you that I can basically build my own scenario in the editor in probably 10 or 15 minutes, and I can have a full-fledged scenario to play. So I just wanted to go through that with you guys and just show you and give you a few tips about how to create these things for yourself and basically build your own scenario from scratch in just a few minutes. So let's get started and get into it. So let's go ahead and start the timer right now. Boom. Okay, so here we go. Alright, so time is ticking. So first thing we want to do is go to the scenario attributes and decide the size. So we're going to go 1 by 3. We're going to make it 8 turns long. Unlimited visibility. We're going to have the Germans. We're going to have the Americans. They are going to be advancing. The Germans are going to be advancing. We're going to have points in the middle they're going to be fighting over. Of course, it's going to be June 18th of 1944 out there for you guys. We're not going to use OBA, and boom, we're going to call this scenario Battle Scenario version 1. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. And away we go. And of course, a little message saying we're going to remove all of our Russian units. Well, that's fine. We don't actually have any of those. So first thing you want to do is just go to Maps and go to Randomly Assigned to All Sectors. So it's just going to randomly, and I'm just going to keep doing this a few times till I get something that I think is going to make a nice, cool location. Nope, doesn't like that layout. And of course, you can see how quickly I can do this. What I'm looking for is something in the middle of the map that is going to let both of the different places fight over. So this would be kind of interesting because one side would have to cross a bridge, the other side would have to come across the mountains, and then we have this nice little town to fight over. That's not too bad, but let's just keep going. And I highly, highly, highly recommend that you download all of the extra maps that they have released. This would be kind of interesting. We got this huge hill over here. We got a hill over here we can fight over. Lots of different things. Nah, not really in love with that too much. No, I don't like that one either. Again, I could just quickly well, this is kind of interesting. It's like all forest fight almost. That's interesting. That could make a very interesting scenario, but I'm not going to choose it for this one. Oh, now there we go. Look at that water right in the middle. Alright, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to choose right there. So I've got my map. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select my German zones. And I highly recommend that you do this. And what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to, and I can scroll all the way to the left and all the way to the right. So it looks like we have the Germans over here. And since I'm selecting zone number 1, and I wish it would stop switching that, all I'm going to do is just kind of click randomly around in different places. And this is where the infantry is going to be for the Germans. Alright, boom, boom, boom. There we go. I'm going to switch it to German Zone 2. And we're going to have some zones here. There we go. And I'm going to place these on the roads because this is where we're going to have some vehicles coming in. It's always best to have those hexes separate and on-road hexes so you don't have to worry about them getting bogged down or starting in forests or anything like that. So place them on the road. And there we go. And you know what? We'll have we'll make a special Zone 3 up front here that we're going to have a couple units maybe in these buildings there. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Just like that. We're going to do the same thing for the U.S. here. So U.S., Zone 1, and I'm going to scroll all the way over to the right. And again, what I'm going to do is just randomly click around. Okay, Zone 6. I'm not sure why it's on Zone 6. We want Zone 1. There, I'm going to have to get rid of these Zone 6s or I'll mess myself up here. Alright, so Zone 1. Whenever I use my little scroll button, that's what happens. Alright. So you know what? We're not even going to use this north bridge. So we're going to actually get rid of that extra territory up to the north. We're going to force them across these bridges right there. That's what we're going to do. Alright, same thing. Zone 1's done. Zone 2. Same thing. We're going to just have... it does it every time I use my little scroll button. It likes to do that. So Zone 2, we're just going to put on some roads here. There we go. And that's where we'll have the vehicles coming in starting off there. Alright, so we've got our locations now. Alright, all we have to do now is just come up here, get rid of our little paint tool. You know what, before we do our paint tool, let's just see if there's any additions or subtractions we want to do to the map. You know what we are going to do? We are going to make a US Zone 3, and the same thing, we're going to have a couple units up front for the Americans as well. There we go. That looks pretty interesting. Not bad at all. And you know what we might do? I think we'll make it really interesting. Here we go. I got an idea. Where is my clear hex? There we go. Alright, so we're just going to build us like a little land bridge across there as well. So they can use the regular bridges, they can also use the land bridges. The only thing I don't like the fact that the Americans have that building right there, which might give them an unfair... Well, you know, the Germans do as well. So, yeah, alright, that's fine. There we go. And you know what? Just because I can, it is my scenario, and I'm creating it randomly, we're going to have another land bridge down there. So they got a couple ways, obviously, to get across. And there we go. So next thing we want to do is click on this and go to non-playable hexes. And basically what we want to do is just paint that all the way across. This should only take us a minute or two. Just paint all of those areas. Again, I'm just holding my mouse button down, left mouse button, and it's just painting. And of course, if I don't get it quite right, I can always go back and re-edit that. Get rid of that. Alright, do all these hexes. Oh, yeah. Clear terrain only. What? Label hexes. There we go. Alright. And then we're just going to... Nope. What are you doing to me? I used my roller again, didn't I? Non-playable hexes. Thank you. There we go. So no one can cheat. We don't want anybody cheating. Alright, how's our timing going? How much time have we gone through so far? Alright, and we'll keep everything on the south end of that. We'll just get rid of a little bit on the north end there. That looks pretty interesting. You know what? I don't think the US Zone 1, I don't think there's quite enough of them to make it interesting. So we'll do something like that. There we go. Excellent. Looking very, very good. Alrighty, so we haven't even spent that much time on it, right? So next thing we're going to do is get some units here. So what we're going to do is we're going to create some German units, and we're going to give them some elite units. They're going to come in turn 1. Of course, these are going to be placed in German Zone 1. That's where our squads are. And we're going to make them seasoned. And there we go. So we got one of them. All we have to do is click on him and click on this button, and we're going to make, say, 13 copies of him. Alright, and next thing we're going to do, add, of course, a couple leaders in there. So we'll give them a couple C leaders. Turn 1, German Zone 1. We'll make them seasoned as well. And we'll just click on this dude, make a copy of him. We'll give them 3 of them. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and give them one really good leader as well. We'll give him a B with 2 stars. German Zone 1, and of course he's going to be a veteran. There we go. Boom. Now we got to do the same thing with Zone 2. Zone 2 is going to be vehicles. So I can't click that button because that's obviously not what we want to do. We want to click on this button right here, German vehicles. So we're going to give them a couple Panzer IV F1s, and they're going to come in on turn 1, and they're going to go into Zone 2, and boom, there we go. And we're just going to click on him and make a copy. We're going to give him 2 more, so 3 of those, and then 1 more just to change things up a little bit. Let's see if we can get a Stug 3G there, and turn 1, and of course he's going to come in Zone 2. Boom. And of course, if I wanted to, I can make a copy of him just like that. So that is Zone 1, that's Zone 2, and Zone 3, of course, is going to be our Germans. We are going to use a couple units here. We'll give them a couple first-line units. Of course, they're going to go in Zone 3. We're going to give them seasoned as well. And just have to find him. There he is. Make a clone of him. Let's give them... we'll make 4 copies of that guy, and each one of these guys we're going to give them a light machine gun to that guy. We're going to buy a heavy machine gun for that guy. That was a lot of points we just spent. Whoa, what are you doing to me? This guy we're going to give let's give him a Panzer Shrek. And then we're just going to randomly choose some of our other units, give him a demo charge, just like this guy. Let's give him a medium machine gun. This guy, we're going to make another Panzer Shrek. Probably need a few of these Panzer Shrek guys, because obviously we're going to have quite a few. You know what? We'll give that guy Panzer Faust. And of course, our first line units here, one more. We'll give him a... let's give him an AT rifle. There we go. And one more thing here. Let's go ahead and give our Germans a crew here that's going to come in on zone number... What zone should we put them in? Put them in Zone 1. Alright, so we got a crew. There is our crew. All we have to do is make a copy of him. We'll give him one more copy. And for each of our crews, we'll give them a nice, super cool pack. I don't know. What are we going to give him? A pack 38. And we'll give the other guy a pack 41. There we go. And I don't know all the differences. I'm not an expert on, the calibers and the differences between all those. So I'm just randomly showing you guys how to create your own scenario very quickly. So we've got the German side done, just like that. Boom. Now all we have to do is do the same thing for the Americans. So this time, Americans, we're going to give them, you know what? We're going to give them some airborne, and they're going to come in on Zone 1. All right, and we're not going to give them quite as many because these units are slightly better. So we're going to modify clone unit. There we go. And we're going to give them just 10 of those guys. And then we want to give him some leaders. So don't forget the leaders now. And we're going to give these guys slightly better leaders, but not as many. So we're going to give them the B star. Again, these guys are going to come in Zone 1. And we'll leave them as veterans because, of course, they're slightly better. And we're going to give them a little clone. We'll give them 3 more, so a total of 4. How many did we give the Germans? We gave the Germans 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 good one, so a total of 5. The Americans we only gave 1, 2, 3, 4, but they are slightly better, so that kind of offsets. If you're thinking of, I'm buying them with points, just like our, what we were talking about earlier, create your own scenario where you get a certain amount of points. I'm buying better leaders, so it's going to cost me more points, so I'm not going to have quite as many of them. All right, so that's Zone 1. Now, Zone 2, go to the Americans, and we're going to give them a couple, oh my God, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to give them, I don't know the differences, like I said, between all these. Let's give him the M4A2. He's going to come in turn 2. Turn 1, and we're going to give him Zone 2. Make sure you don't screw that up like I almost did. All right, this guy, we're just going to clone him, and we're going to give him 2 more of these guys. And then, over here, we're going to go back to the American side. We're going to give him a couple M4 with 105 caliber. Ooh, that sounds like a pretty decent weapon. Zone 2 again, right? And we're going to actually clone this bad boy. Give him another one, so that'll be 2 of those guys. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vehicles. There we go. So now we need a few things for Zone 3. So again, nope. Back to the feet, people. American, we're going to give them first 9 units. They're going to be in Zone 3, and these guys are just seasoned. And we're going to give them, where'd they go? Where are you hiding? There you are. I almost tried to hide on me. We're going to give them 5 more, so a total of 6. And did we give the Germans some Zone 3 leaders? I don't think we did. We have to do that. It looks like, doesn't look like he has any leaders in Zone 3. He's got squad. Okay, so we definitely need to add some German leaders. But we also need some American leaders in Zone 3. Or, you know what, to make it fair, maybe they just don't have any leaders. No, I think usually, you want your squads to have leaders. All right, so German, we'll give them slightly better leaders in Zone 3. And they're going to be Zone 3. And, we'll leave them veteran. That's fine. And we're going to make a copy of him. Where'd he go? Is that him? Just slide over. Yep, Zone 3. So we're going to modify and make 2 more copies of him. So 3 of those guys. Now we just have to do the same thing for the Americans. America. All right. And we're going to give them less quality leaders in this zone because they spent a lot of points getting better leaders in the other zone, right? So they're going to come in Zone 3. These guys are just going to be average. And we just need to find him, which happens to be right there. He is, right? Yep, Zone 3. Excellent. And we're going to make a copy. And, of course, we can get a few more of them because they're not as good quality if we're spending points. So we'll give them 3. There we go. One thing we haven't done for the Americans that we did with the Germans is we haven't actually given these guys any weapons. So let's choose a few units to give some weapons to. We'll give him a flamethrower. Of course, that costs 16 points. We're going to choose a... Nope, can't give him a 45. Let's give him a 44 there. Let's choose this guy here, and we'll give him heavy machine gun. No, that was a lot of points we just spent. Woo! We'll choose this guy, and we're going to give him a bazooka. Let's see, who else we got? We got some sergeants there, lieutenants. There we go. Choose him. Give him some demo charges. They only cost a few points. Let's see. Here's our first line squad. Let's give him a bazooka, 44. And how are we doing on time? We're doing okay. Give this guy a what should we give him? Let's give him let's give him a mortar. Heck yeah. Let's give him a mortar. There we go. And last but not least, you will give one more bazooka too. There we go. We spent all of our points now, I believe. Let's just double check. They got some leaders. Alright, looks, I'm trying to just make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so last thing we really need to do, click back on our pencil here. Oh, hey, what are you doing to me? We're going to go and find our victory point locations, victory hex locations. So, here's what we'll do. We'll put either end of the bridge. This is worth 5 points. This one here is worth 5 points. This one here is worth 5 points. And this one here is worth 5 points. So each end of the bridge is worth 5 points. And then we're going to give each side will have their own 5-point hex there. And maybe back towards this building, a 5-point hex there. We have the Americans, 5 points there. And we have something towards the back. Yeah, we'll give them that one right there. So there we go. So if you're able to conquer the other side, get those extra points, you can win. So we just need to go into our victory conditions. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you have 10 points automatically on your side, and then you're trying to capture the 20 points in the middle. So if you're able to keep your sides 10 points and get the 20 points in the middle, 10, 20, 30. So 30 points, if you get 20 points will be a draw. So this is going to be very symmetrical, so that's easier to keep track of. So 10, 20. If you capture your side of the bridge and your points, you have 20 points. Is that right? 10, 20, 30, 40. Yes, so the other side would have 20. So minor victory is 30. Same thing here, 30. And 40 if you are able to conquer the whole thing. Of course, minor defeat is 10, 10, 0, 0. You know what? 5 or less is a total defeat. There we go. We were not going to adjust points for KIA. You know what? Let's do it. What the heck? Side A killed victory points. AFVs. We're going to make each of the AFVs worth 2 points. Just the AFVs will make them. We won't worry about the squads. And no victory points for exiting. That's fine. Leaders, you know what? If you kill an opponent's leader, we'll give them worth 1 point. There we go. So leaders are worth 1. You know what? We'll make the each tank worth 3 points. There we go. Now, you know what? This will screw up our point system here. We'd have to change all that. So we're just going to leave everything blank. Doesn't matter who you kill. It matters about what you get during the scenario. There we go. All right, so that is good. Looks pretty darn special. Let's just look around before just to fine tune. So we got our victory point locations. Now all we have to do is a file save as. We're going to save it in scenarios. We're going to call this Battleground V1. There we go. Save it. Bam. We have got our scenario created. Just wondering. I'm just wondering if I want to keep these hexes here because Fighting over these bridges can make it very interesting, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change it up just slightly. Let's go back to water. I'm going to put, because it looks kind of goofy with these things, right? Do you want to leave that land or make it water? Let's make it water. There we go. All right, boom, boom. So we can change our map any way we want. There we go. But what we will do is we're going to go to paved roads and choose this. We'll actually create a couple more ways across with our where might be a good spot. We could make these like double wide bridges. That would be an interesting idea. Or do we want to spread the bridges out so you got to cover more? Yeah, let's do that. I think that sounds like a good plan. Well, you know, that's tough. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Come on, just do it. I'd like more than one way to get across, I guess, is what I'm saying. So what we could do... Alright, so what we could do is we could just make all of this... Yeah, see, I don't know, liking that idea. See, this is where... Building your own scenario. I'm trying to do this as fast as... Yeah. Whatever. Go away. You're bothering me. There we go. Alright. Leave it like it was. Leave it. And either just add a bridge in or don't add a bridge in, but make up your mind. It's going to make it very, very hard to get across. Very, very risky. I don't know. I kind of like the land bridges now, but okay, well, I'm running out of time here because I wanted to show you this very quickly. Or just... There we go. We'll just add in a few bridges just so that you have multiple avenues to get across. And I do notice the German Zone 1, we're going to actually put a few more up to the north here. For some reason, he doesn't have quite as many up there as the Americans do, just to make it a little fair. There we go. File, save, and we are done. Boom. I don't know how long that took. It took me longer to figure out how many things to get across the bridge. We just go in to play the game now, and we're just going to scroll down till we find our battle scenario, battleground version 1, and open it up. Let's go. And we'll play the Americans. I'm not going to actually play it, but I'm just going to show you. Bam. And that all looks good. And turn 1. Now all I have to do is actually put the units on the actual map, right? And we would be ready to go. So airborne number 1 going in there. He's going here, here. Medium machine gun. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. All right, we'll give him there. Put him up there. Spread our guys around just a little bit in case the enemy gets a little spunky. We can always come with a couple guys there and one guy in the back. Add in a few leaders here. Put one there. Put one there. 2 down on the bottom. We should have 2 up to the top then somewhere. Put that with that guy. Oh, what are you? You're zone 3. All right. Put you there. What do we have? Bazooka. Keeping those Germans from crossing the bridge. Heavy machine gun right there. What do we have? A mortar. So put them there. Is that everyone? That might. No, of course it's not. Bazooka, where are we going to put you, Bazooka Man? How about down here? There we go. And what else do we have? Just a regular squad. Put him there. A couple leaders. And we are going to be ready to go here in just a few seconds. We got a couple tanks that we need to assign into some locations. What? Don't give me that crap. Put that one there. That one there. That one there. And of course we can get in and change their... Whoops. Gotta click on them. Click on them. Change. Change. So I'm not wasting valuable points in the beginning of the game. Turning. Oh, that is my turret. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do the other one, dummy. Click on it. Click on it. Boom. There we go. Alright, you need to rotate him around. Make sure you do this when you set your units up. Make sure they're facing the direction you want to go, so you're not wasting valuable points in the beginning of the game starting and turning your vehicles. We'll turn one more. There we go. So you can come this way. Alright, you guys up here. Boom. Boom. That's fine. And you. We're going to turn you around this way. So there you go. I basically created my own scenario. I know I've been recording 31 minutes, but I mean, we had a few minutes of introduction and a few other things that happened. So 20 minutes, I had the scenario created basically from scratch, however I wanted to do it. And just like build your own scenario, again, quick, easy. The editor's very quick. You know, I might probably get rid of those extra bridges maybe, and maybe in some areas make the bridges shorter to get across, just to kind of fine tune this scenario a little bit more. But as you can see, we're ready to go. We got a scenario, administrative. We don't need any, and we're actually ready. Oh, look at that! And there we go. Interesting. We can see this guy. How in the hell can we see him? We must have a unit. Oh, way up here. No, it's being blocked by that. Interesting. Who has line of sight to him? This guy does. Oh, look at that. Right there. That's how we can see him. There are going to be guys here we don't know about. But you can see we've got the Germans randomly assigned by the computer. Smart. He's got a heavy machine gun up front just waiting for us to come across. This is going to be a death trap trying to get across this bridge. That's for sure. Nobody's going to want to try and get across the bridge. That is for sure. It's going to be extremely hard until you can get some vehicles here to start hammering these positions. But of course then the enemies will, you know, shoot their vehicles. So it's going to come down to which vehicles can break a hole through the opponent's defenses that allow you to quickly skirt across and grab that point. So this will be a fun scenario. There we go. Like I said, I would probably fine tune it before I actually play, and put a road here so it's easier for the vehicles to get across. Same thing on this side. Get rid of this hill here. You know, not have a building here. You know, have the road come this way and the road come this way as well, so the vehicles can get across the roads really easy. And bam, done with this scenario. That's just build your own scenario in Tigers on the Hunt the easy way, without having to try and figure everything else out. Just build it however you want. It's fun, it's easy, it's quick. What else could you possibly want? There you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.